listeners. Welcome to another episode of Get Lit with Lisa. I'm talking to the author of This Book is Brought to You by My Student Loans, Megan Kalita. She wrote this book, and she stands by everything she said.
Yes, I do.
So tell me, what is your background? What did the inspiration for all these essays in this book come from?
So it started with, I started writing a different book that it was like a journal. It was like one of those things that you were like, I'm never going to finish this because I've got like 7 unfinished fiction things just hanging out, sadly.
Oh, wow.
Notes and journals and not finished. So I just started this thing to kind of clear my head. And it started out being called Can I Help You? Because I got the idea listening to something on NPR about verbal abuse in customer service, which is a super light topic. And I realized like I was going through some stuff at that point in my life of having a hard time with anxiety and like generalized anxiety and social anxiety and stuff. And I realized a vast majority of it was from my long and storied years in customer service. And it wasn't like, customer service at like, retail, although they do get their fair share of like things that aren't safe. But this was like medical and pharmaceutical and mental health customer service where it's kind of life on hard mode. So I started writing that. And then Christoph, I ended up talking to Christoph about something. And he was like, well, what about your student loans and how hard those are to pay back? And I was like, yeah. And then just kind of through talking, we ended up on this. And making it a little bit more student loan focused about weird, crappy things that we do to pay off debt, and how hard it is to pay off debt with our student loans and our generation. But that's kind of how this book was born.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like these stories, like reading through them, I'm just like, what? Like it just everyone is like crazy in its own way, and I'm just like, how is this even possible? Like, how is this even happening? But these are real stories.
Yes, these everything in here has happened. I can say that if anybody is reading the book looking for themselves, a lot of people I either changed the time frame it happened, changed the company it happened in, combined 3 or 4 people into 2 or 1, or maybe took 2 situations that were very similar and combined them, just to kind of like protect people who maybe weren't presenting their best selves at that given point in time. But everything in the book did happen in some way or another. And I think we actually, I ended up giving Christoph, it was like this time last year, I ended up giving him, I think it was something like close to 20 essays. So there's weird ass shit that didn't make it into the book.
Right.
So I think that should scare us all more than we realize.
And you actually posted an excerpt of that on your site the other day.
Yes.
And one of the ones that I want to read to people, like, honestly, the thing that sells this book is the fucking table of contents. Okay, so these are literally, these are the chapters, and these are all personal essays of like shit that really happened in, most of it is like in this time period where you were either younger or like around the time you're about to get your MFA, like before that. Because obviously we were talking about student loans and all that, but this is your life before that, and just the ways that you would try to, all those shitty jobs you've had, basically. This is like a chronicle of like your shitty jobs.
Oh yeah.
Okay. The blind wizard I met at my hospital job. I think that's one of my favorites, actually.
That one is 100% true.
That is, like, the fact that is true blows my mind. Like, it seriously blows my mind. The time I almost shit myself because a customer had to ask me 1,000 questions.
Also sadly 100% true.
Next top favorite. That is. I was like laughing like at your misery so hard. Yes. It's so bad. Like and it's so awesome when you can like see a shitty situation and like laugh at it, but also commiserate with it at the same time.
Yes.
And a lot of these stories like have that kind of thing going on.
Oh
yeah. Customer had to. Oh, that's a. I am totally not lying on this resume. I love this one because it's like super meta. Like an unpaid hooker, so begins my life. With an MA in creative writing. That's all one thing, sorry. Like an unpaid hooker, so begins my life. With an MA in creative writing. I worked all day. What did you do? HR owes my boobs an apology.
That was also 100% true.
The 7 coworkers you'll hate, plus Kevin. I was going to buy a house, but I bought this avocado instead.
That was also 100% true.
You're the millennial, whatever, boogeyman. I don't know.
And the
The whole avocado thing is just ridiculous. The whole avocado toast thing.
It
I
is.
don't get it. The time traveler's penis.
Also 100% true. I think some of these are truer than I'd like to admit.
It's pretty wild that these are all true. Like, it's crazy. Driving Ashley home. That was sad.
Yeah.
That was really sad. But first, my sword.
Also true.
Dawn is the worst.
Also true.
The girl who can hang.
Ugh.
The credit of being human. And then the last section is sick enough to want to be a writer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one I was just like crying a lot when I was reading it.
It wasn't until I either bounced early chapters of these off of people or had like you and Christoph be like, Megan, what the fuck? I was like sobbing, and one of the one of the things that I talked to Christoph about when he first reached out to me was like, I am not edgy enough to write for Clash. I am not cool enough to write for Clash. Like, literally, before we did this, I made myself change out of a Harry Potter t-shirt just in case. I don't know why. But, like, I've always had this thing of, like, I'm not edgy, I'm not cool, I'm not interesting. And then to have you guys just be, like, reading this and be like, Megan, what the fuck? Like, I feel like maybe I need someone to watch me to make sure I don't turn into the Joker. Like, I don't know if that's what's going to happen to me next, but, yeah. Like, people have had a really visceral reaction to this book that I did not expect. Like, did not expect.
Yeah, it's really powerful stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think for you, like, living it, like, I think, and you writing it, this is how you deal with things. But, like, when people read of your actual life,
Mm-hmm.
It's brutal. Like, and you have kind of, like, found a way to, like, numb the brutality of all the shitstorm that is your life, basically.
Yeah.
Because you have to live it, and you're living it, and you're just like, well, this is me getting through it. And you are getting through it, and you just have to endure. Like, what else can you do? You just have to live it. But for somebody who has not experienced the things that you have experienced, seeing from the beginning, you know, I think you give a really cool kind of landscape of, like, what was, like, because your work life began in your childhood, where you were doing kind of a really intense job of, like, gutting animals and, like, cutting them up and, like, doing this really, like, hardcore work. And you were a very serious child, and you just, like, were just, like, very, like, I'm legit about this. Like,
it was very important to me that people understand, even at, like, 7 years old. And I think that was one of the things, like, even being that young, when you look at kind of, and not to, like, I wrote an entire chapter in this about how, like, not to be an elitist dickhead, and then rural elitism and what that kind of looks like. But I feel like there's this kind of like almost like spliced when I got to college, and I would tell people like, this is what I did when I was a kid. This is, I grew up on a farm. My parents ran this business and did these things. I had someone be like, honey, you were abused. And I was like, no, I wasn't. This wasn't
like,
abuse.
I was killing it, bitch. I was killing it.
This is what...
I was the most badass 7-year-old in the Catskills.
And it was like awkward too, because one of the things that I would do was to, when you were working with animal hides, because my hands were little and they would slip, my parents gave me like neoprene gloves with like kitchen gloves with like little like grippies on them. And they would be covered in blood and gore, and I would just put them in my winter coat pocket, my little pink winter coat, and then I'd go to school and I'd have bloody gloves in my pockets and be like, fuck, I'm a playground. But like, it was the kind of area that people like understood that stuff to an extent. So,
yeah.
Like, I've talked to people, they're like, oh my god, you were abused. So I'm like, it's not abuse. It's not like it was something, we were all outside being useful, and I wanted to be useful too. And I was also a really pushy kid, so I wanted to be hardcore about my usefulness. Like,
which chapter is that in? I love the one where you're like, giving this guy a hard time about,
yeah, I worked all day, what did you do? That was like the first
great.
20
I
I ever seen.
That really like painted a scene of like who you were. How old were you when that happened?
When I was yelling at that guy, I was about 9.
That's just fucking great. Like picturing this 9-year-old, like this guy is coming. So your family, you did. What did you do? You were butchering, right?
Yeah, we would butcher deer for hunters. And especially where we grew up in the Catskills, people would come up from Manhattan and New York City, and they would get permits to hunt on either private land or public land where they could. And all these guys would come to us with their deer, with whatever they hunted, and whatever they managed to get legally, and because that's a big thing. And we would break it down for them any way they wanted and butcher it for them, and then they would go back to the city with deer meat that would probably horrify their very genteel wives who would not eat it. So that was the thing. And then you had that side of it, and you also had local families where this was how, depending upon how the economy was going, this was how some of them were going to get through the winter.
Yeah.
So you had like that really specific split of economic like population. So I learned very early on that rich people were dicks, and that like poor people were not poor on purpose. So yeah, like that kind of. I feel like there's like a very like grouchy economic undertone to the book that got informed very early on. So
the scene in that passage is somebody brings you something and they wanna get more money for it than it's actually.
Yeah, they wanted to pay less than what the rate was, and we never, our rate never changed. We never split the rates or gave anyone like. There were times when my parents would knowingly like waive fees for people who they knew were like on really hard times, but we never raised fees for rich people or changed any fees for rich people, and he wanted to pay us less, and he was going to pay us half, 50% less than normal, because supposedly my dad did him a favor and whatever. I was 9 years old, and my parents were not home.
Yeah.
And I was just going to yell this guy down until he caved or left, and he left, and he left the deer with us to break down, but it turns out my dad did have a weird arrangement with him that, I'm fine, no one's going to run it past me, but my parents did have an arrangement with this guy for something different, because he was using it for a restaurant, and using the meat for a restaurant. So it was like a whole different thing.
What's interesting though is that like the guy you write in detail how like amused he was at you.
Like he thought it was the funniest damn thing he'd ever seen in his life.
Well, I mean, can you picture like a fucking wait, how old were you again?
9.
9-year-old like being like, bitch, no.
Like no, if you don't like it, if you don't like our prices, go away. Like totally, like yeah, it was aggro for a 9-year-old.
What's crazy is that you are that 9-year-old. So like you as the 9-year-old were fully aware that he was laughing at you and he thought you were being fucking ridiculous. You were observing all his actions and knew exactly what he thought of you.
Exactly. It was pretty easy to tell, and like I don't know.
You knew he thought you were an idiot. Like you're being an idiot.
Yeah.
But you were standing your ground nevertheless. You didn't care because you had to hold up your parents' business and principles and everything.
Oh yeah, and that's that's something that I think kids are a little bit more aware of when they're not respected in certain aspects. So I was obviously definitely aware. And I also, like, looking back at it now, as, like, 33, 34, as I wrote it, it was like, how absolutely did I, like, solidify this guy's picture of what, like, rural children look like. Like, I absolutely, like, just because I couldn't reach my own coat, I grabbed my mom's coat. Because I couldn't reach my own stuff, I grabbed my dad's boots. Like, how absolutely did I just, like, fit this guy's narrative of what rural children running wild look like? Like, I did it by accident, but I still did it.
Yeah. I wish I could have seen it. I mean, I feel like I kind of saw it by hearing you describe it, but it's still not as cool as, like, seeing you being, like, a crazy 9-year-old.
Yeah. I will not get the bowl cut again. I have opted out of that ever again. But, yeah, I actually asked my mom if she still had the jacket, and I don't think she does. But, because I was thinking that would have made a really cool cover, although not that Matthew Reber didn't do an amazing job. But if I'd been able to find that jacket, I would have been like, incorporate this.